Hello and welcome. Warm welcome to everyone who are joining us through Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. This live is about bringing conversation with people, having stories being shared, and knowing each other, connecting with each other, dil se dil tak. At the crossroads, what does it mean to you? Type in the chat box below. And the most important thing at the crossroads is support. Support from our friends and families. And together we can sail through this crossroads of life. Now we are in the world where social networking, the world has come closer because of various social media groups. And we connect with various people. And we never know who can be our support. And one such personality is with us today. So I'm going to introduce you to Shefali Chopra. She calls herself Ramta Ram, and she's originally from Jammu Kashmir, but grew up and studied in Middle East. She is a beautiful storyteller, a motivational speaker, and a positive influencer. 13 years of her career has gone into directing plays, writing her own scripts, and few of her plays are like Ganga, Satya, and Main Udna Chahta Hoon. She's been showcasing various stories, and Kisse or Kahaniya has been one of her master stroke. She's been covered throughout the media, newspapers, and TED Talks for creating smiles and making difference in other people's life. She believes in giving back to the society, and that's one of her core values. She connects with people and makes it a genuine and a beautiful effort. The idea of inspiring people through her stories is very close to her heart. And what more, she is also working on a book, and that is going to be one of the book, because coming from a storyteller, coming from a motivational speaker, coming from a story writer herself, I'm sure that book is going to mesmerize all of us. So welcoming Shefali Chopra.
Hi Sagar, how are you? Nice to
I'm
see
fine.
you.
How are you?
I'm good, all is well. What do I
Thank
say? I'm
you.
so happy to be here with, after reading your book, I mean, like, wow.
Thank
I
you
have
very much
really
for
loved
joining
it,
us.
Sagar. I have loved it. I mean, I'm so honored that I'm here. I'm really happy about it.
My pleasure. My pleasure. So, as you know, ma'am, having conversations at the crossroads, making it, lighter for people who are in tough times, because every one of us have gone through tough times, and we never know who is listening to this show, and some takeaways, some things that we can bring change in their life. Maybe we can bring a smile on their face, motivate them, inspire them, and that's what is the motivation behind this show, having conversation with people, talking to people, genuinely connecting with people, which is one of your core values as well. So, before we dwell into those conversations, why don't you tell me, what does crossroads mean to you?
Sagar, there is so much to this word called crossroads. When I think about it, it really actually, it is it amuses me. First question that pops into my mind is, a lot of times we think, oh, crossroads, शायद ये जिंदगी में एक बार होता है. But that's not true. I want to crack that myth. ये कई बार होता है. We don't even realize so many times we come across crossroads in our life. It is strange. It's like suddenly you see a fork and you don't know which one to follow, what to do. Is it the heart or is it the mind? It confuses you. It creates a certain amount of uncertainty. You are unsure about yourself. But the best part, is what? The best part is the choices that we make at that moment, they change our life forever.
Yep.
That is the best part of a crossroad. When I said, people think, oh, it happens in once in lifetime. But We are given that opportunity over and over again. We don't even realize that. We don't realize that because we are too scared to acknowledge it. We are living in that comfort zone. A lot of us do that. And, when that opportunity comes and we feel, what should we do? Should we go ahead? Should we kind of just be where we are? And I think that is the time to show strength. That is the time to show courage. Call it something like faith, call it some kind of intuition or a gut feeling. You have to follow something. It's very important. You have to trust your inner self, what it is telling you. And that's when you actually take a leap. We can never see our future, thinking, oh, this is what is going to happen. We always have to join the dots from behind. We have to see what's happened. That's how you make life. We don't realize that we have to connect the dots.
Yep.
And that's important. Connecting those dots are very important. That's the reason when you said positivity, I think it's so important to be with the right people, the right tribe, the right people who are giving you positivity. There are a lot of naysayers and they say, oh, nahi ho sakta, mat karo, अरे ये secure job कमाल करते हो. अरे सिक्योर तो कुछ भी नहीं है. I mean, if you really ask me, कोरोना ने और कुछ हो ना हो हमको ये तो सिखा दिया. Security kuch nahi hai. We had such big plans in life. We had things to do. We had all chalked out 2020, even 21 for that matter of fact, in our own way. But we all had to scrap that sheet. And it also geared us for a new us. And it is so interesting that when we gear ourselves, even the universe moves with us.
Yeah.
And when I read your book, that's exactly what I felt. When you decided to change your gear, the universe was pushing you.
Yeah.
It was pushing you all through. We don't realize, that, the best part about your thing was your journey. I can tell you that. Because you asked and you received. You asked for support. You asked for help. You asked for answers. And when you ask, the universe gives it to you. Problem is when we do not ask. हम पूछते ही नहीं है, हम पहले से ही सोचते हैं ओ ना हो जाएगी, and उसी comfort zone में बैठे रहेंगे because ना हो जाएगी तो अब क्यों बोलें? Why should we talk about it? But it's very important to go ahead, move forward, and say, no, I need to take a chance. And this means a lot to me. And that's exactly when I read your book, I felt, wow. It really gave me that feeling of wow. A lot of times, one big factor that, corrupts, I will use the word corrupts, all our minds, which is fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of rejection is such a big thing that it is unbelievable. And crossroads can happen anywhere. It can happen in relationships. It can happen in life. It can life in sense like, you're shifting a job from one to the other, or even like studying. So the crossroad can happen anytime. And what we need to do is overcome our fear. Here, I would really like to rant a little poem that comes to my mind. It's one of my favorites. And I think when you hear it, you will completely agree with me. It's a beautiful poem called Fear by Khalil Gibran. It's one of my favorites. It is said that before entering the sea, a river trembles with fear. She looks back at the path she's traveled from the peaks of the mountains, the long, winding road crossing the forests and the villages, and in front of her, she sees an ocean so vast that to enter that, there seems nothing more than to disappear in it forever. But there is no other way. The river cannot go back. Nobody can go back. To go back is impossible in existence. The river needs to take the risk of entering the ocean because only then will the fear disappear. Because that's when the river will know. It's not about disappearing into the ocean. It is about becoming the ocean. We are scared of that. That's what we are scared of. And the best part is what? The best part is when you are crossing over, you are actually doing it on your own. You're alone. All of us. Whenever we are crossing over that crossroad, we mostly do it all alone. But we are scared because we cannot take everybody with us, because they cannot see the dream or the vision that we have. So trust me, I think it's better we should just go ahead and do it. That's what Crossroads give you, that window to think. I remember saying this many a times. Listen, if you're not happy where you are, move. You're not a tree. You can move. So this is my thing about Crossroads, Sagar. We all
Very,
get
very
them, and I
right.
think we should take it as an opportunity. They are not obstacles, they're opportunities.
Yeah. So very rightly said. And as others say, Rolling Stone does not gather moss. So you need to keep moving. You need to take action. You need to come over your fears. And उसी बात पे जावेद अख्तर साहब की एक पोयम है. Okay,
So nice,
I'll try to read it out. So
please.
it says, उठो तो ऐसे उठो कि फक्र हो बुलंदी को, झुको तो ऐसे झुको कि बंदगी भी नाश करे, आए हो निभाने जब किरदार जमी पर, तो कुछ ऐसा कर चलो कि जमाना मिसाल दे.
अरे क्या बात है, absolutely. And we all have that power within us.
Yeah.
All of us, we have that power. It's just that somewhere over a period of time we don't use it. I remember
Yes.
somewhere in your book, I still remember there was this very touching point which your mom also felt. It was very, actually, if you really ask me, that was your first turning point, when
Yeah.
somebody
So
said, "Yeah, chai bech lena."
mom, nah. So mom said, nature has got everything in abundance.
Absolutely.
Channelize it.
Channelize it. No, but what I remember, that little episode, no, when some relative of yours says, "अरे ये सब सपना मत देखो, चाय का दुकान खोलो, चाय
Ah,
बेचो और बाद में तुम रेस्टोरेंट कर लेना." So
yes.
what showed what and you know what amused me, like how people decide for your dreams. How can they do that?
Yeah.
How can they do that? But that's what people do. They not only are responsible for their own things, they think हम इसके लिए भी सोच लें. I mean, it's so sad. It is so sad. And जब आप ऐसा सुनते हो ना, and I think that was the one of the turning points in your life.
Yeah.
You felt bad. Your
Absolutely.
mom was hit, and that's when you somewhere. That's where exactly I think Auntie decided that nahin, he will do it. He will make his dreams come true.
Yeah. So
So.
she's been my powerhouse. She's
Oh,
been like a source of power for me. And wherever you go, or whenever I get stuck, I just reach out to her, and she'll be my best critic, best motivation speaker, and just a powerhouse where if she's with me, I can do everything that I dream of.
Sagar,
So
correction. I'm going to correct you right there. She's not only your powerhouse, she's our powerhouse. I mean, when I read the book, any reader who's going to read that book, she is inspiring everybody out there. And I was like, wow, what a woman of steel. I mean, she decided ki hoega or hua. She is not only your inspiration, she's our inspiration. She's an inspiration for everybody who's going to read this book. So
lovely.
hats off to her, and please, my pranam to her. We all salute her for her
I
being.
will.
And when you किसी को कहते हैं ना किस्से कहानियां, जब हम बहुत दूर पुरानी बात सुनते हैं ना, समथिंग लाइक झांसी की रानी, उज्जैन, वो बहुत पहले की बात थी. ये रियल है, ये हमारे सामने की बात है. So for me, if you ask me, she's my icon. I always tell people, अपने घर की कहानियां लिखो, अपने घर की कहानियां सुनाओ. You should know what is the kind of tree that you're coming from. These are the
Yes.
stories. आज आपने लिखा है, आपके बच्चे आगे इसको पढ़ेंगे, and she's an inspiration for all of us.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now that you have mentioned kisse kahaniya and apne ghar ki kahani, that brings me to an interesting question. Why don't you share your point of life when you thought that you were at the crossroads?
Oh, wow. As I said earlier, there was not one point when this happened. So there were many episodes, of course, but I'd like to share one episode, yes, that comes to my mind. And I really think, to quite an extent, it is made me into what I am today. Um, I was diagnosed with autoimmune disorder called lupus a couple of years ago, and I was really dwindling. And in fact, at one point, I almost thought I was going to die, very honestly. I was just slipping, and I think when the doctors said, Ki, this is a disease that is going to be with you, and everybody was like, they would look at me, my own family, oh, poor her, she's such a nice girl, and look what happened. It was cracking me somewhere. There were days I did not get up. All I wanted to do was just lie down. And I wasn't even sure if I'll fight back. I didn't have the courage. But, sometimes आपको कोई आके कहते हैं ना थप्पड़ मार देता है, literally like slaps you in your face. And at that time, I really thought, like, I think, no, I think I need to change the way I look at life. And at that time, I picked up my strings and I decided, I said, no more of this. And nobody could help me at that point of time. And that's when I decided that a change was important. Now I had a choice. Either I could be positive, like thinking positive, or I could be negative. So I decided to shun away all the negativity. And I decided, no, I want to live, and I want to live not for somebody else, but I want to live for myself. And I will make sure, so-called the dragon, they say, I always imagine that this disease is more like a dragon, and I'm like the dragon slayer. Bhai, after all, kahani ka hai, thoda sa namak mirchi to chahiye. So the masala is always needed. So I had all these kind of imaginations, and I said, hello, I am a princess and a warrior princess, so I'm going to fight it. And that's exactly, I think that was a very big turning point in my life. And when I picked myself up, I realized that I have so much more to do. There's so many things I want to do. I want to visit so many places. I want to create many more smiles around me, because that was my mission. So I said, I can't give up. And that's when I slowly, from my mode of pity and thinking, oh my God, my game is over, everything changed after I changed my perception. And once my perceptions changed, I'm feeling as beautiful as I am today. That's what I feel. I said, wow. I said, I've changed it. And only you can do it for yourself. Nobody else can do it for you. That's the magic. हम लोग सोचते हैं कि वो कहते हैं ना कि सुनार होता है या कोई काम कर रहा होता है, टुक 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 लगा होता है, वो लगता है कि वो 101 स्ट्रोक ने काम किया. वो नहीं होता है. All those 100 strokes, and in the end, that 101, that counted. So every stroke, every movement, every positive thought that you put inside you only pushes you forward. And that's what happened with me. So this was really a fantastic crossroad for me, and I'm glad I am on the positive side of the road. So that's good.
Yeah, I think every one of us, when we are at the crossroads, we start thinking, why me? Why me? And why me? But
It happens with everyone. Why me?
yeah.
I know. वो बहुत हमने वो कहते हैं ना, बड़ी फिल्मी भी हूँ मैं थोड़ी सी, तो वो कहते ओहो भगवान मेरे साथ ही क्यों. So but the thing is, I think from why me, in fact I have this little board here where I started to put stickers. I have this habit. So why me ko cross karke, I said bring it on.
No, so I know a person called Kalpesh Raichura who has been commenting here. So
Yes.
he told me one very beautiful thing, that Sagar, instead of why me, try what next.
Yeah, true. Bring it on. As I mean, another words for the same. Yeah, bring
Yeah.
it on.
So
Let it come. It's okay. Dekh lenge. So
dekh lenge. So
yeah,
in
dekh
the
lenge.
journey of Crossroads, when we talk about it, there are three things which I try to, take it out as a nutshell. The first and the most important thing that you need is self-confidence. खुद पे
Absolutely.
भरोसा रखो, and अगर खुद पे भरोसा है तो आप दुनिया जीत लोगे.
That's
Then
true.
second is self-motivation, because there is nobody who is going to motivate you when you are depressed or you're low. You have to motivate yourself.
You
find
have.
that motivation.
Yes, yes.
And third one is gratitude. Have gratitude that you are able to breathe. Have gratitude that you have two hands. Have gratitude that you're still alive.
Oh, that's the biggest thing. कहते हैं
Yeah.
जान है तो जहान है. And actually, when I get up in the morning, and I always think, I'm like, oof, what a beautiful day. It's just, it's just unfolded in front of me. So I might as well make the best use of it. I always feel like that. A lot of times when I speak to people who are sad or depressed, and I keep telling them, I said, you have no idea. You are so lucky. So many people are not there. रात को सोते ही सुबह उठते ही नहीं है यार. I mean, come on. Is the biggest thing you can do is be thankful for what you have. And you very rightly said, we have to motivate our own selves every day. Just like I tell people, I said, guys, don't you brush every day? Do you brush every day? Sagar? I brush every day.
Absolutely.
A lot of times people brush twice a day, sometimes thrice a day.
Yep. Yep.
Similarly, motivation is needed every day. It's not,
Yes.
it's not like आज संडे है, आज मेरा मोटिवेशन का डे है, ऐसे नहीं चलेगा. Has to be a dose every day. Consistent efforts have to be made. Come on.
Yep.
It's like asking a doctor, um, कभी डॉक्टर बीमार हो जाए तो पीपल को, अरे आप बीमार भी होते हैं, डॉक्टर तो बीमार नहीं होते क्यों? इंसान नहीं होते क्या? सो उसी
I
तरह
know. I
हम
know.
मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर हैं, सागर मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर है, मगर इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि उतार चढ़ाव नहीं होते. होते हैं, बिल्कुल होते हैं. एंड मगर हमारी काबिलियत ये होती है कि हम फट से, जल्दी से, we grab it like that and we are like, oh,
Bring
okay,
it
this is
on.
what, yeah, come on, bring it on.
So, ma'am, now that we have come to this point,
Hmm.
what was your learning? Because as you would have seen, or as I can show it to our viewers here, that what I try to do is at the end of every chapter, I have tried putting up a small section which I call as a treasure chest.
I
So
know. I
I wish
love
to
that.
know what is okay. So I wish to know what has been your treasure chest on your incident for your life.
Okay, now that's a tough one. But yes, I have a big khazana, big treasure. I can
Bring
say
it
things
on.
that, yes, bring it on. See, for me, what is important is, we have one life. This is a very important lesson for me, because not once, many times in my life, I almost had, I reached at a crossroad when I had to make a choice. And at that time, I realized, Zindagi na mile dobara. We have one life and we have to make it our best. There are going to be difficulties, there are going to be challenges. We need to stay strong, have courage, and communicate. For me, a communication and a connect is most important. If we do not communicate, everything just dies. I personally believe in this so strongly that it is not funny. कम्युनिकेशन है तो जो वो मरे हुए लोग हैं ना, वो भी आज भी हमारी जिंदगी में है. और कम्युनिकेशन नहीं है ना, तो जो हमारे साथ है ना, वो भी हमारे साथ नहीं है.
Very true.
Communication has that kind of power. And connection, if you ask me, people can make within minutes.
Yes.
That is because nobody is as important to me right now as the one in front of me. So for me right now, Sagar, you're the most important man. And if I can convince people that this is the way to be, they will not, they will be like, I can't tell you, it'll be like it's like something revealed to them. A lot of times you're doing multitasking. We are on the phone, we are eating, we are doing something else. So what happens, wo kuch kasar reh jati hai. But when I know I'm here, you are here, which is just one to one, and nothing else is distracting me. So this means I have respect for you. And at the same time, I have respect for my own self, which is very important.
Yep.
जो हम आजकल अपने आप को देना भूल गए हैं. You know, we need to respect our own selves and the other person who we are speaking to or who is present in front of us. It's a very important part of our life. This is a very big lesson that I learned, and I would like to share it with everybody here. So, of course, there are many, many, secrets like carve your name on hearts, not marbles, you know, this kind of stuff. But actually, I think for me, what really matters is humanity. That is one thing I've completely believed in. That's why when you introduced me and you called me Ramta Ram, that's something I completely believe in. कोई मुझे पूछता है आप कहाँ के हो, मैं कहती हूँ मैं हर जगह की हूँ और कहीं की नहीं.
Okay.
So that is what it is. I think it's very important more than anything else in the world right now. We want people to have more smiles. We have to go out, extend our hand in helping people. And of course, my favorite mantra is in giving is when you receive. I really believe in this very strongly, very strongly. This means a lot to me. So I think these are little things that I shared with you. Of course, as we grow up, I'm saying growing up, not growing old. There's a difference. So as we
Yes.
grow up, we will realize हमारा ये खजाना बढ़ता चला जाएगा. And I think at the end of the day, this is what this is the real khazana that all of us must invest in, because this is something nobody can take it away from us. Nobody can.
So lovely said. Connect, communicate, stay strong, and be a giver. So these
Yes.
are the 4 points from Shefali based on her incident, her life, and her crossroads. So while we are reaching to the end of the session, I
Yes.
would love to ask, what was your favorite chapter from the book?
that's a that's a fabulous question. And before we started the session, I told you my answer, but I'm going to repeat it again. It is so difficult to choose one chapter. How can I do justice? I cannot do justice by just saying, okay, this was my favorite chapter. Every chapter taught me something new. It it made me wonder. It made me think. It I felt like as if I was living with Sagar and his story. I thought I was right there. There's so many things to learn. It's so difficult for me to say what I loved, but there is one thing called mortified in public. I was very touched by that particular chapter because he was doing things. I don't want to reveal everything because I want you to read the book. But he was doing things which he really didn't want to. But to be somewhere, he had to. But what I have marked those little words, which I must read it out to you. He said that he believed in, these are quotes, but I love those quotes. They said, believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. I loved it. There was another one. After the battles comes the rewards. Yes, we don't even know what we are facing today. All our challenges that we think they may be the stepping stones of our life. We struggle just how a caterpillar struggles. It really actually thinks that it's the end of the world. It doesn't know. It can't think that it's going to become a butterfly. But when it does, I mean, nobody thought it would look so beautiful, isn't it? But of course, there is struggle. But वो कहते हैं इस हार के आगे जीत है. And that's exactly what I thought about this book when I read that the man who had so many difficulties, so many odds, but what kept him going was his effort, his dedication, his focus, his persistence, and that surrender that dreams do come true. We all should keep that little magic portion in our hands. सपने पूरे होते हैं. वो वाले नहीं जो आप सोते हुए देखते हैं, पर वो वाले जिन पे आप मेहनत करते हैं. So, of course, luck is always required. In Sagar's case, it started with his mom, and but trust me, when I read this book, it just gave me goosebumps. It really did. This is a story, a real story of a man who I respect so much. Sagar, on this public platform, I must say my respect for you has got so many notches up. When I see you struggle and when you smile, it only, it like, it ensures me that yes, there is hope, there is light, there is goodness. कई बार अंधेरा बहुत होता है, मगर वो एक छोटी सी तीली माचिस की जब जलाते हैं तो रोशनी आ ही जाती है. एंड दिस वाज नॉट अ माचिस की तीली, तीली 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 करके एक मशाल बन गई. So Sagar, my hats off to you. I have enjoyed this book immensely, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who will talk about it, but yeah, I'm just giving it my mere dil ka opinion. I'm a very, I think my heart functions more than more than my head. So yeah, बस ऐसे ही है. And I think well, here the book is here with me right here. I do recommend everybody, please read it. It's actually one of my favorites, but the best part is मेरे केस में तो मुझे ये पर्सनली साइंड भी मिली है. So so it's like a very, what do you say, prized possession for me. So thank you, Sagar, and I really wish you all the best with this book and many, many, many more to come.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am. And it's made my evening. It's made my day. I'm sure I'm going to remember. I'm going to cherish this conversation for life. So
So
thank you very much for the golden nuggets that you have given. And if you want to connect to Shefali, ma'am, this is her YouTube channel. Check it out. She has got tons and tons and tons of motivational content that you would need. She's got amazing stories to share on her YouTube channel, and she keeps motivating all of us, right from younger generations to the elderly lot. And her Kisse Kahaniyas have been one of the most watched shows, and she's also a TEDx speaker. So thank you very much for coming on this show, and it's been an absolute pleasure to host you. Thank you very much. Any parting words from you, ma'am?
pleasure was all mine. That's my parting words. I loved being here and thank you so much. And please, people, live your life. Zindagi genuinely mile na dobara. And just think you are the best and keep working every day that you move forward. Do not look where you have to go. Always look from where you started, and you will always feel like a winner.
Wow, that's an amazing closing statement. So thank you very much. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'll be sharing very soon. Bye bye, good night, and see you soon.
Bye.